In my last video, I drew Daggerport, which I presume is this little town right here. And so I just thought, hey, why not sketch Daggerport? What does Daggerport look like? And so you might not be able to see it, but I have just some boxed in shapes and whatever, sort of what I think Daggerport might need to look like. I'm going to do this as well. I'm thinking maybe there should be like some kind of a tree here. I don't know, just like maybe like this, some kind of like, I don't know, oak kind of tree, and then I don't know, like that. Just I needed something to balance out there, so I'm thinking maybe something like that, right? So just like yeah. So anyway, I was gonna use this pen, but it kind of, if you notice here, can you see? Yeah. Can you see this? If you notice, I can do really fine lines with this gel pen, whereas with this, which is supposed to be fine, but I can't really, see how much thicker those are? They're a lot thicker. So I don't know what I did. I broke my pen somehow. All right, but it still works, luckily. So I don't know. I just want to have. I'm gonna start here. I don't know, and I just. I wonder if maybe I should try and do like that. I don't know. I want this to be kind of medieval-ish looking, you know. And I don't know, like that maybe. And then sort of supported up here with something, I don't know. Now, I have to kind of move all over the place because I'm kind of uncertain as to how I want this to be exactly. All right, I want this to be more like, okay, just a minute here. I need that like that. That's what I want. And then that, like that. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I have to use pencil sometimes just because if I don't, I'll mess things up. So then this will be like that, and then this will be, yeah. All right, there we go. And so I'll erase those now, just so they're not quite so dark. And it should let me kind of figure out where I want my roof line to be, because I kind of need that, right? Like the roof, and then we'll have something interesting here, like yay, and then we'll have like, I don't know, something like that, and then like this. And then what do you have here? Sort of crenolines, right? Something maybe like that. Suggests that it's, I don't know. We'll figure all this out after. Just add little wigglies in there that I can use. So I want some kind of like a wizard tower here, because I envision there being a wizard. So what better way, I think, to say, hey, a wizard lives here than to have an actual wizard's hat, kind of, right? I mean, without actually saying it's a wizard, right? But I mean, it's pretty obvious it's a wizard. I'll put something in the background there. So I'm going to add, I don't know, just stuff here. And then I want windows here. And then windows down here, like, yay, maybe. This come around like that. And then this will be a continuation of the wall. So like that, maybe somehow. And then I'll just do that because I don't know, why not. So here I'm going to put something out front. I didn't really sketch this in, but I think that it should have some kind of a smaller little thing like this, maybe somehow. And we'll add a window here and maybe something here like that. Gotta be careful with that though. Don't want it to be eyes. Now, what I need to do is I need to keep this kind of the motion of it, right? All right, like that, I guess. Now the big tower. Here we go. All right, so I've got a roof here. So I will just make the roof. Again, I'm trying to make it kind of like sketchy-ish, right? But not too, like, I want the, yeah, anyway, I've talked about that before. I want a certain look, right? So I'm going to add some thing here like that. I don't know what that is, but there it is. It's like a platform. Let's add, I'll go down here like this and I'll add like, it might be a door there, right? And maybe like not a railing, because, you know, I don't think safety was the big concern that it is today. And I don't think it should be in a fantasy world. In a fantasy world, you're allowed to make bad decisions, right? So here we go. We're making a bad decision. No safety stuff. All right, let's just go and add some details there. And then let's add a dormer here. So I like to move all over the place with my sketches. Now I haven't done the tree yet. Let me see here. I'm gonna add some stuff here. Just, I don't know what, like hill here. Now this is a big old tree, I guess, because I mean, I don't know. And I don't know why it would have survived all this time, but it did somehow. Yeah, see, I could never do this with my, because I'm trying to do like leaves and stuff with it, which is kind of funny with my fountain pen. I have to finish what I'm talking about, right? I do that. I'm sorry. I get lost in my head and it's... So I'll add that here and then some... I don't want to add too much stuff to it. I need to add little... And I'm wondering if there could be trees in the background too, probably. And maybe a little bit in here, just some more. Who knows, like that. Even though technically there's no trees, but why can't there be a tree beside it? See, it just kind of fills it out a little bit, right? So I just needed something there, kind of just to fill it out. So what I want here is I want a gate here, and I'm gonna have ground along here, come back over to here. I'm gonna have, like, I don't know. I almost think there should be some kind of greenery around here too. But I don't know exactly what kind of greenery. But anyway. I want some brickwork to be showing different places. Just kind of texturing it, sort of, a little bit, you know. Add some shadow in here, except I shouldn't probably do that, but, you know, that's what I do. Alright. This is going to be same way, some big brickwork in here. So this is just a wall as I see it, like a extension onto this here. Like that. Now I want to have bricks along here, so we'll just do it like that, right? And then I'm gonna, there'll be a window here, I think. Now, I'm gonna go like that. So you can kind of see inside a little bit, right? And just darken this up a bit. There. You can kind of see into Daggerport there. Let me see here. More bricks along here. So I need more windows here and here and here. So there's 3. Oh, but there's only, I'm gonna do, there's only 2 crenolines there. Why not? And then I am going to, I think this would be coming down like this, right? Yeah, I kind of like that. All right, let's just keep adding stuff. Let's add like a, I don't know, some kind of a, I don't want to, there we go. That's perfect. So this needs a lot more detail in here, I think. So I want this window to be kind of, there we go. I'm going to add the darks now just for some things because with the paint, it doesn't always take, right? So add some details into here like that. And like that maybe. think it needs a little more brick, kind of. Just insinuating the brick a bit, you know? Chimney, maybe something else over here, maybe something off of here. Some kind of a little flag there, because why not? Add details there. Now what's in here? We're gonna just do like, yeah. Just that there's something in there. What exactly? I don't know. Alright. I don't know how far I should take this. I think it looks good when there's something going on. So now I think I'm good. Let's take a little of these lines out here. How am I still? Have I pulled it down? I notice I have a tendency as I'm going here to go. I'm trying not to do that. It's a little bit awkward because I'm painting way over here. So I'm going to use, maybe, I'm thinking about it. Some of these paints, maybe. So I'm thinking about it. I don't know. So I've got these ones here too, right? So so there's all kinds of I've got options. Well, I'm gonna start with the sky anyway. So what I need is a clean palette. Just a minute. I'll be back in a second. Okay, there we go. That's better. There was too much. There was just too much. So I am going to, I'm going to mix up some blue here. But I don't want a lot of blue. And I think I think what I'll do is I'll do this blue here. I'm going to add a little bit. Is this blue? Yeah, so I'm going to add a little bit of this in there. All right. More water. And I'm just going to, it's going to be pretty subtle, but just enough to, oh, that's pretty subtle. All right. Okay, so now oh man, I'm flicking paint everywhere. That's not a good thing. Let's see, how's this? That's pretty blue. So let's add a little bit of orange in there just to gray it up a bit. Whoops. That did not work. There we go. It oranged it up. All right. purpled it up now. Shit. All right. That's not what I wanted. Purple is not what I wanted. So let's go with this and see. This is more what I wanted. So I guess that was... I didn't quite get orange in there. Somehow mucked it up. There we go. There we go. All right. Let's add a little more. Let's just add some out there so I can add it easily. I don't like tubes. Jesus. See? This is why I don't like tubes. Look at my fingers now. And the lid still won't screw on properly. Now I've got paint on my... Great. Yeah, no, tubes suck. I do not like tubes at all. All right. There we go. Just a touch of blue in there. There we go. All right. That's way better. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of wash the entire thing. Whoops, wrong one. That would have been interesting. Get on there. So we'll let that dry. So I think, what is it? Is red roofs. So I think I have to stick with that. All right. I think the trees, I'll just go with the same thing. Over there. Like that, even though they wouldn't be blue, but I'm just basically doing structures here. I'm not really. So let's see, what was this color? That was kind of a purpley. I'm going to use that actually, because I don't want to waste my paint, right? There's a good reason to choose a color. All right, there is some. That's pretty red. So I have learned to really water down the initial paint. There we go. I don't know why Dragonport has red roofs, but it does. It was a tradition passed down from something. I actually have now, I have an idea of Dragonport is actually a colony, and they're colonizing a new land. But what's happened, so I have time to think about this stuff, right? What's happened is that the original, they've lost contact with the original empire that actually kind of like created this place. I shouldn't have cleaned it, because now look, see, I'll show you. I use the red from here and I use the green from there. I shouldn't have cleaned my palette. I keep doing that. I keep washing my palette and then learning, oops, I shouldn't have. Because there are so many little happy accidents that happen. Right? When you just let serendipity play a role. Right? Should always let serendipity play a role in this stuff. Okay, so now need to let this dry a bit. What should the flag be? Should the flag be red? Now the roofs are red, but the flag doesn't necessarily need to be red, right? I would like the ground to be... Oh, look at that. It's totally spilt in. Shit. All right, I'm going to just take a break here and blow dry this. Okay, that should be good. Yeah, I hope that's okay. It's kind of warped the pages, unfortunately. But hopefully I can get some of the other stuff going in here. So what I want now is to just kind of add some interest to different places. And maybe bring out the volume a bit on it. So I'm using so the light's coming from up and over, so we'll be underneath things here, right there. And then we'll just adding different elements to make it look fun. All right. Kind of bring it out a bit. All right. So now what I need is some, what's this color? Oh, God, no. No wonder I haven't touched that. What the hell's that? I wonder what this paint said. I don't really... Wow, that is... I don't have any red. Why don't I have any red? Or is that supposed to be red? I don't know if it comes through on the camera or not, but that looks more orange to me than red. Why don't I have red? What is this? Maybe I've got some in my... Yeah, that looks maybe like red. We'll try this. There we go. My figure paints are coming in handy. I use all kinds of paints when I paint figures. So, you guys was saying earlier, I also use the Dr. Martens, which are fun. Okay, let's see what this does. Yeah, that's a little more red. It's just kind of what I want, right? But it's still... All right. Let's use it here to kind of redden this up a bit. And then just the subtlest bit, let's just take a little bit off of it. There we go. How's that? Yeah, there we go. All right, so that's fairly good. I have to be really careful here. Yeah, there's what I wanted. Just kind of bring all that out a little bit, right? Okay, now I'm going to take this, I'm going to really blew that up. And want to, there we go. I want it to be a little bit, yeah, maybe even just, maybe less water would have been a good idea in there. I want to go too ham with this and end up with purple again. Mind you, I've already done the purple thing, right? So there we go. All right, so is it dry enough? Hopefully. So I'm just going to take a little bit. Just go a little bit darker with some of this stuff. So I have learned to go in layers from lighter to darker. It's the way you do this stuff. So I am starting, I added some purple just as an under layer, and now I'm adding some blue, because really that's what these buildings are, blue, so I want them, but I like the purple too, and purple has nice blue in it, so, but I can add extra depth and interest by adding a little bit of additional color in there, right? And make the shadows more interesting. And I have to darken this up because that was not supposed to be so red. So there we go. Take a little bit of that red out of there. So it's just, again, the idea being that it's just more like suggestive, right? Than actually being fully sort of accurate. And I know the trees. Why did I do the trees that color? Well, because I don't want to use too many colors, frankly. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab more of this green here, but hopefully and I am going to just hopefully add a little more interest in the green. some of the... Yeah, all right. What else could I do? I could add more blue into the sky, actually. Let's try that. Boy, that's a lot of blue. Huh, let's take that down a touch. No, let's take it down a touch more. There we go. All right. So it should be... because it is a prairie kind of place, right? So let's just continue the... yeah, there we go. Oh, my dogs hear something. Time for a sip of coffee. I want just a touch of yellow in there. Just a touch of yellow. In the tree foliage up here. I hope this is... Let's try it. Oh, yeah. Just to add some, like, make it a little more. All right, there we go. I think that's all right. All right. I learned something this painting. Should have done the sky before. Should have been... Oh, look at it. I got red up there. I wonder... That's probably because the paintbrush was flicking around. All right. But I like it. There it is. What should the flag be? What color should the flag be? It could be green. Could be orange. I don't know what orange. I need a little more. I want a little more going on in the roof here. Just make the roof a little more interesting there. It's sort of just a flat one color. And then I also need a little bit under here because there we go. Make the roof stand out a little more. I just noticed that it didn't really. The flag. If I leave it as a white flag, that doesn't work. What would Daggerport have for a flag? Probably a blue flag, red flag. I don't think red. It doesn't stand out from the... What about... Oh, I know. A green flag, because it'll make it a triangle. So green here, green up there. Will look lovely. All right, that will look perfect. So let's grab a little green. Perfect. That makes it. God, I love this watercolors. It's so fun. All right. Yeah. So there, now we've got a really nice structure because of the colors. I had to put trees here to balance it out. And then the green up there. Now, what I can put down here is a little bit of an earthy tone. Yeah, something like that. But I really don't want it to be. There we go. Just kind of make it all sit into the dirt, sit into the ground a little more. And let me see. I'll add a little of this in there too. There we go. All right. That's pretty, I'm pretty happy with that. Let me see it at a distance. Yeah, it's a great little sketch. All right. There we go. Cool. Okay, well, thanks for watching. I hope if you enjoy this content, you'll leave a like and you'll subscribe and all that jazz. And now we know, I love this, now we know what Dragonport looks like. Dragonport looks like this. Is not a very big, but it wouldn't be very big. And it's a colony, so I think maybe just these 3 towns. Maybe these ones were towns before and they got destroyed. So this is a new colony, and they've lost contact with their empire. So I don't know what their names are, but it's a great big huge continent out in front of them, and they were supposed to be conquering it, and now there's just like 3 towns. Yeah, the flag is, I wonder if something should be on. You know what? I'm going to leave that. I'll come back and I'll draw something on the flag later. I should paint the other 2 too. This is a smaller town. This is kind of a neat one. This one actually looks pretty big too. I don't know why it would be way up here. It's very unrealistic in case if you make fantasy maps. I put this here just because for balance and composition. However, towns like this, right? Big ones would be on rivers, right? This one's on a river. This is possible because it's little, so maybe it's a little farming community. It's not too far away from the water. Go down and fish. But this, very unlikely to actually happen, especially in this scenario where they're just starting out. Mind you, I just created that scenario today, so it would probably be up here next to a river because you can float logs down, you can send boats up. It's very easy to travel, whereas this is very difficult to travel. We've got a couple ruined cities here, so I'm imagining that there are, you know, really hostile forces around. Look, there's a monster lair right there. So there's really hostile forces around. So you wouldn't want to build that far away. I mean, you know, I don't know what the scale is, actually. I haven't figured that out for the hexes. Hey, if you have an idea for the scale, please leave it in the comments. I know usually it's 8 miles per hex, which would mean that there would be a town here, there'd be a town here, and then a town here. So there would be little villages in between because back in the old days like this, towns were almost always 10 miles apart because that's what most people were comfortable walking in a day. Of course, you could ride a lot further and some people could move a lot further and stuff like that. But the majority of people, you know, when they're carrying their stuff and whatever, they're going on a trip, the majority of people are comfortable walking about 10 miles. And 10 miles is about as far away from help as you want to be as well, right? So, yeah. So there we are. That is now Dragonport. Except there's no port. I just finished this and I realized, hey, wait a minute. Well, maybe the port, maybe they have to walk down to the port. Maybe because it's such a new, the port isn't huge. It's just, you know, and it's on the river, and maybe I'll have to draw that. All right. Again, thanks for watching, and till next time, take care. Bye.